There is a dangerous myth about peace of mind. Most people believe that peace is a destination. They believe it is a place you arrive at when everything is finished. They say, "I will have peace when the mortgage is paid. I will have peace when the children are grown. I will have peace when the business is stable. I will have peace when the conflict is resolved." They treat peace like a reward for solving all the problems of life. But this is a trap. Because the problems never end. As soon as you pay the mortgage, the roof leaks. As soon as the children are grown, you worry about their careers. As soon as the business is stable, the market changes. If you wait for the world to be quiet before you find peace, you will never find it. The world is not designed to be quiet. The world is designed to be chaotic. It is designed to move, to change, to challenge you. The myth is that peace comes from the outside. The truth is that peace protects you from the outside. Peace is not the absence of trouble. Peace is the presence of order within you, while the trouble happens around you. It is not a destination. It is a skill. It is a fortress you build, stone by stone, habit by habit. And you must build it now. Not later. Not when you are rich. Not when you are retired. But right now, in the middle of the storm. Because success without peace of mind is the ultimate failure. Imagine a man who owns the city but cannot sleep at night. Imagine a woman who has millions in the bank but lives in constant anxiety. Are they rich? No. They are poor. They are paupers in the currency of life. We are here to talk about how to become truly rich. How to protect your peace of mind with 7 specific habits. These are not habits of escape. They are habits of strength. Before we name them, you must understand the invisible work that makes them possible. Think of a submarine deep in the ocean. The pressure of the water is immense. It is enough to crush steel. It is enough to destroy anything that is weak. The submarine survives not because the ocean is calm. The ocean is heavy. The ocean is dangerous. The submarine survives because the pressure on the inside is equal to the pressure on the outside. It survives because of its structural integrity. It survives because it is built to exclude the water. Your mind is that vessel. The world is the ocean. The pressure of news, of demands, of bills, of opinions, it is always pushing in. It wants to crush you. It wants to fill you with water until you sink. Most people walk around with holes in their hull. They let everything in. They let the angry comment in. They let the tragic news in. They let the worry about tomorrow in. And they wonder why they feel heavy. They wonder why they are sinking. The invisible work of success is the work of sealing the hole. It is the work of building internal pressure that is stronger than external pressure. You do not see this work. When you look at a person who is calm in a crisis, you do not see the walls they built. You just see the calm. You think they are lucky to be so relaxed. It is not luck. It is engineering. They have engineered their life to protect their peace. They have understood a simple law. Your inner world determines your outer endurance. If your inner world is chaotic, a small problem will break you. If your inner world is orderly, a large crisis will simply flow around you. This leads us to the law of preparation and opportunity. Usually, we apply this to money or career. But it applies to your mind as well. Peace is preparation. Chaos is opportunity, but only if you are prepared. When the world goes crazy, the person with peace becomes the leader. When the market crashes, the person with peace sees the move to make. When the family is in trouble, the person with peace holds everyone together. But you cannot manufacture peace in the moment of crisis. You cannot say, "The storm is here, let me quickly build a shelter." The shelter must be built when the sun is shining. The 7 habits we will discuss are the bricks of that shelter. You lay them every day. When nothing is wrong. When life is easy. You practice them. Then, when the pressure comes, the shelter stands. Pressure reveals patterns. This is a truth you must accept. Pressure does not make you anxious, it reveals that you have practiced anxiety. Pressure does not make you angry, it reveals that you have not practiced patience. Let us look at 2 examples. Real people facing real life. First, imagine a man named Arthur. Arthur is a high achiever. He wants to win. But he has no habits to protect his peace. He wakes up and immediately checks his phone. He floods his mind with the problems of the world before he has even brushed his teeth. He says yes to every request because he fears missing out. He holds on to grudges because he thinks forgiveness is weakness. He works until he passes out from exhaustion. Then, a crisis hits his company. A major client leaves. Revenue drops 30% overnight. The pressure hits Arthur. What is revealed? His hull is full of holes. The water rushes in. He panics. He yells at his team. He cannot sleep, so he makes bad decisions. He tries to solve the problem with frantic energy. He pushes people away. His health collapses. He might save the company, but he destroys himself. He lost his peace long before the client left. The crisis just showed him the truth. Now imagine a woman named Sarah. Sarah runs a similar company. She has the same ambition. But she has built a fortress of peace. She has a habit of starting her day in silence, guarding her mind before the world enters. She has a habit of saying no to distractions. She has a habit of releasing what she cannot control. The same crisis hits. A major client leaves. Revenue drops. The pressure hits Sarah. What is revealed? Her hull is sealed. She feels the shock, yes. But she does not leak. She goes to her habits. She sits in silence to think. She does not react, she responds. She speaks calmly to her team, giving them confidence. She sleeps at night because she knows that worry will not bring the client back. Because she is peaceful, she sees a solution Arthur missed. She pivots. She survives. And she keeps her health. Same pressure. Different patterns. You are building one of these 2 patterns right now. Every day, you are either practicing anxiety or practicing peace. So, how do we build the pattern of Sarah? How do we guard the fortress? We must understand the battle between focus and distraction. Peace requires focus. Anxiety thrives in distraction. When your mind is scattered, you feel unsafe. When your mind is focused, you feel strong. The modern world is an enemy of peace because it is an engine of distraction. It wants you to be everywhere at once. It wants you to care about everything at once. But you cannot care about everything and have peace. To protect your peace, you must protect your focus like gold. You must become a gatekeeper. Imagine you live in a beautiful palace. Would you leave the front door open? Would you let anyone walk in with muddy shoes? Would you let strangers come in and shout in your living room? No. You would lock the door. You would have a guard. Your mind is that palace. But most people leave the door wide open. They let the news walk in with muddy shoes. They let social media shout in their living room. They let the angry neighbor come in and sit on the furniture. And they wonder why their mind is dirty and loud. You must close the gate. You must decide who enters. This is the core of protecting your peace. Now, let us walk through the growth sequence. How do we install these 7 habits? We learn. We apply. We evaluate. We correct. We persist. We will go through the habits now, and for each one, think about this sequence. Do not just hear them. Plan to apply them. Habit number 1, the morning guard. The first habit is to protect the first 30 minutes of your day. This is the most critical time. Your mind is fresh. It is open. It is impressionable. If you wake up and immediately scroll through your phone, you have lost the battle. You have given your peace away before you even got out of bed. You have let the world tell you what to think. You have let the world tell you what to fear. The habit is simple. No input for 30 minutes. No news. No messages. No email. Instead, you output. You write in a journal. You sit in silence. You read something ancient and wise. You stretch your body. You set the tone. You tell your mind, we are safe. We are in charge. This creates a buffer of peace that lasts all day. Habit number 2, selective ignorance. This is the habit of intentionally not knowing things. You do not need to know every tragedy happening on the other side of the planet instantly. You do not need to know what every celebrity is doing. You do not need to know every opinion of every person. Most information is noise. It is not useful. It is just clutter. And clutter creates anxiety. The habit is to filter. Turn off the notifications. Unsubscribe from the noise. Choose what you let in. Ask yourself, does knowing this help me live better? Does it help me serve others? If the answer is no, ignore it. Ignorance of the irrelevant is a form of supreme intelligence. And it is a guardian of peace. Habit number 3, the power of no. Peace is often defined by what you are not doing. If your schedule is packed to the limit, you cannot have peace. You are running. You are rushing. Hurry is the enemy of peace. To eliminate hurry, you must eliminate obligations. You must learn to say no. No, I cannot come to that event. No, I cannot take on that project. No, I cannot help you with that right now. This feels hard. You want to be nice. You want to be helpful. But if you say yes to everyone else, you are saying no to your own peace. You are saying no to your health. You are saying no to your family. A boundary is not a wall to keep people out. It is a fence to keep peace in. Build the fence. Practice the polite refusal. Habit number 4, single tasking. Multitasking is a myth. You cannot do 2 things at once. You can only switch back and forth rapidly. And that switching costs you energy. It creates a hum of anxiety in the brain. The habit of peace is to do one thing at a time. When you walk, walk. When you eat, eat. When you read, read. When you listen, listen. Be fully there. Do not be half there and half on your phone. Do not be half in the meeting and half in your email. When you focus on the present moment, peace appears. Because anxiety lives in the future or the past. Peace lives in the now. Single tasking anchors you in the now. Habit number 5, release of control. This is the hardest one. We want to control everything. We want to control the weather, the traffic, the economy, and other people. But you cannot. It is impossible. And trying to do the impossible is a recipe for madness. The habit is to distinguish between what is in your hands and what is not. The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control. Is this my problem to solve? Yes? Then solve it. Action brings peace. No? Then release it. Acceptance brings peace. Most of our stress comes from trying to manipulate things that are not ours to touch. Release the grip. Let the world spin. You focus on your own steps. Habit number 6, forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you. Holding on to a grudge is like holding on to a burning coal and expecting the other person to get burned. You are the one burning. Your hand is the one scorching. Anger takes up space. Resentment takes up space. That is space where peace cannot live. The habit is to clear the debt quickly. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. You do not have to be best friends with the person who hurt you. You just have to evict them from your head. Stop paying rent to your enemies by thinking about them all day. Let them go. Reclaim the space for peace. Habit number 7, the evening review. Just as you guard the morning, you must clear the evening. Before you sleep, you must empty the mind. If you go to sleep with all your worries swirling, you will not rest. you will just pass out. The habit is to write it down. Write down what happened. Write down what is unfinished. Write down a plan for tomorrow. When you write it down, you tell your brain, you do not have to hold this anymore. It is safe on the paper. You close the loops. You shut down the engine. Then you can sleep in peace. And sleep is the foundation of the next day's fortress. Now, you have the 7 habits. But knowing them is not enough. You must install them. And this requires discipline over motivation. You will not feel like doing these things. You will feel like checking your phone in the morning. You will feel like saying yes to be liked. You will feel like holding the grudge because it makes you feel righteous. You will feel like worrying. Motivation says, do what feels good. Discipline says, do what creates peace. Systems beat moods. You need a system for your peace. Put your phone in another room at night. That is a system. Schedule your no in advance. That is a system. Have a set time for your review. That is a system. Do not rely on your willpower in the moment. The moment is weak. The system is strong. And you must have strategic patience. You cannot build a fortress in a day. You cannot rewire your anxious brain in a week. Think of a garden. If you have a garden full of weeds, weeds of worry, weeds of distraction, you cannot clear it instantly. You pull one weed. Then another. You plant a flower of silence. You plant a tree of focus. It takes time for the garden to change. It takes seasons. Do not get frustrated if you still feel stressed after a few days of these habits. You are undoing years of bad programming. Give it time. Trust the process. Peace grows slowly, but its roots go deep. You need feedback and refinement. You need to listen to yourself. Your body talks to you. Your anxiety is a signal. When you feel your chest tighten, do not ignore it. Ask, what broke my peace? Did I let too much noise in? Did I take on too much? Am I trying to control something I cannot? Use the anxiety as data. It is a dashboard light. When the light blinks, check the engine. Do not just smash the light. If you find that the morning guard is not working because you wake up too late, refine it. Go to bed earlier. If you find that you cannot say no to your boss, start by saying no to smaller things. Adjust. Correct. Keep moving toward the center. As you do this, you will build momentum. The flywheel effect applies to peace just as it applies to business. When you start the day with peace, it is easier to say no to distraction at noon. When you say no to distraction, you finish your work early. When you finish early, you have time to relax. When you relax, you sleep better. When you sleep better, you wake up ready for the morning guard. Peace feeds peace. Calm breeds calm. At first, it is a struggle. You are pushing the heavy wheel. But soon, the wheel spins on its own. You become a peaceful person naturally. It becomes your default state. And this leads to the breakthrough. Breakthrough is a lifestyle. You stop being a person who is constantly reacting to the world. You become a person who acts upon the world. You walk into a room, and you bring the peace with you. You change the atmosphere. People stop arguing when you are there. Panic subsides when you speak. This is the ultimate power. The power of the non-anxious presence. In a world on fire, the person with the water is the king. Peace is that water. Imagine your life a year from now if you apply these 7 habits. You wake up without a racing heart. You move through your day with clarity. You handle problems without losing your temper. You come home with energy left for your family. You sleep deeply. Is that worth the effort? Is that worth the discipline? Yes. It is worth everything. Because what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own peace? There is no profit. Only loss. So, start today. Pick one habit. Maybe the morning guard. Start there. Protect those 30 minutes. Defend them like a soldier. Then add the next. And the next. Build your fortress. Seal your hull. Prepare your vessel. The ocean will not get lighter. The world will not get quieter. But you can get stronger. You can get deeper. You can be at peace. Now, I want to take you deeper into the mindset of the peaceful warrior. Because peace is not passive. Peace is active. Peace is a war against chaos. The peaceful warrior does not retreat from life. He engages life, but he engages it on his own terms. He brings order to disorder. He brings silence to noise. Think about the martial artist. In the middle of a fight, the master is the calmest person in the room. His heart rate is low. His breathing is steady. His eyes are clear. The beginner is frantic. The beginner is angry. The beginner is wasting energy flailing his arms. Who wins? The calm one wins. Because the calm one can see. The calm one can anticipate. The calm one strikes with precision, not with panic. You must train to be the martial artist of your own mind. Where a problem attacks you, do not flail. Do not scream. Do not rush. Breathe. Observe. Respond. This is the application of Habit 5, release of control combined with Habit 1, the guard. You guard your state. You release the outcome. You focus on the action. Let us look at the energy economy. Every thought costs energy. Every emotion costs energy. Every worry is a transaction. If you spend your energy on things that do not matter, you have no energy left for the things that do. You are bankrupt by 2 p.m. The peaceful warrior is a miser with his energy. He does not spend it on road rage. He does not spend it on Twitter arguments. He does not spend it on gossip. He saves it. He invests it in his purpose. He invests it in his loved ones. He invests it in his own growth. When you protect your peace, you are actually protecting your fuel. Peace is high-octane fuel. Anxiety is dirty fuel. It burns fast and ruins the engine. Switch your fuel. Now, let us discuss the sanctuary. You need a physical space for peace. It is hard to have a peaceful mind in a chaotic room. If your house is cluttered, your mind will be cluttered. If your desk is a mess, your work will be a mess. Habit 4, single tasking requires a clear space. Take time to bring order to your environment. Clean your desk. Make your bed. Organize your files. This is not just cleaning. It is a ritual. It is an external representation of your internal state. When you clean your room, you are telling yourself, I value order. I value clarity. Create a corner in your home that is sacred. A chair. A spot by the window. Where you do nothing but rest, read, or think. No phones allowed in that spot. No arguments allowed in that spot. When you sit there, your body knows, this is the peace place. It triggers a relaxation response. Build your sanctuary. Let us revisit Habit 6, forgiveness. There is a deeper level here. Forgiving yourself. Many of you have no peace because you are at war with your past self. You hate the mistakes you made. You hate the time you wasted. You hate the money you lost. You replay the tapes over and over. I should have done this. Why was I so stupid? This is a civil war. And a house divided against itself cannot stand. You cannot build a future if you are constantly bombing your past. You must declare a ceasefire. You must forgive the younger you. They did the best they could with what they knew. They were learning. Release the judgment. Extract the lesson. Burn the tape. Peace requires self-compassion. You cannot hate yourself into a peaceful life. You can only love yourself into it. Be kind to the person in the mirror. They are the only ally you have that will be with you until the end. Treat them well. Now, consider the concept of the pause. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Most people have no space. Stimulus-reaction. Instant. Automatic. Robotic. Someone insults you, you insult back. Bad news comes, you panic. Phone buzzes, you look. The habit of peace is to widen the gap. To insert a pause. How do you do this? The breath. The breath is the wedge that widens the gap. When something happens, take one deep breath before you do anything. Just one. In that 2 seconds, you regain your humanity. You regain your choice. You step out of the robot mode and into the master mode. Practice the pause today. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Pause. Breathe. Choose peace. Your child spills the milk. Pause. Breathe. Choose gentleness. This is the micro habit that supports all the other habits. The pause is the steering wheel of your life. Let us talk about silence. We are terrified of silence. We fill every void with noise. Podcasts. Music. TV. Chatter. Why? Because in silence, the truth comes up. In silence, we have to face who we are. But you must make friends with silence. Silence is not empty. Silence is full of answers. When you stop the input, the output begins. Your creativity wakes up. Your intuition wakes up. Your soul speaks. Habit 1 and Habit 7 involve silence. But try to find it in the middle of the day too. Drive without the radio. Walk without the headphones. Just be. Listen to the world. Listen to your thoughts. At first, it will be loud inside. Your mind will scream for stimulation. Let it scream. Eventually, it will get tired. And then, the quiet will come. And in the quiet, you will find your strength. Silence is the battery charger of the soul. Plug in. Now, let us look at the people around you. Your peace team. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you hang around anxious, angry, chaotic people, you will become anxious, angry, and chaotic. Peace is contagious. But panic is also contagious. And panic spreads faster. You must curate your circle. You might have to distance yourself from the drama kings and queens. You might have to limit time with the complainers. You might have to say goodbye to the people who thrive on conflict. This is hard, but necessary. Protecting your peace sometimes means protecting your perimeter. Seek out the calm ones. The steady ones. The ones who listen more than they talk. The ones who solve problems instead of creating them. Spend time with them. Learn from them. Absorb their vibe. If you cannot find them in person, find them in books. Find them in audio. Spend time with the great minds of history. Seneca. Aurelius. Rohn. They are calm. They are wise. Let them be your circle. Now, a word on gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote to fear. You cannot be grateful and fearful at the same moment. They cannot coexist. When you feel your peace slipping, force your mind to find one thing to be grateful for. Not a big thing. A small thing. The coffee is warm. The sun is out. My legs work. Focus on that. Feel it. It anchors you. It shifts the brain from threat mode to safety mode. Make gratitude part of your Habit 7, the evening review. End the day with 3 wins. 3 blessings. Go to sleep with a sense of abundance, not lack. Finally, remember the long game. You are playing the long game of life. A bad day is just a bad day. It is not a bad life. A setback is just a setup for a comeback. When you zoom out, the bumps in the road look smaller. Peace comes from perspective. From seeing the whole picture. You are building a legacy. You are building a character. That takes time. It takes endurance. Do not let the temporary disturb the permanent. Your peace is permanent. The problem is temporary. Hold on to the permanent. Let the temporary pass like a cloud in the sky. You are the sky. The cloud is not you. The storm is not you. You are the vast, open, blue sky behind it all. Untouched. Unmoved. So, stand tall. Build your 7 pillars. The morning guard. Selective ignorance. The power of no. Single tasking. Release of control. Forgiveness. The evening review. These are your weapons. This is your shield. Go out into the chaos. But do not become the chaos. Be the peace. The world needs it. Your family needs it. You need it. Protect it. It is your greatest treasure.